Hello and welcome to a yoga practice that's going to stretch and strengthen our hip flexors. Hip flexors do so much for our mobility and our flexibility as we move throughout our day. So it's always good to pay a little attention to them and give them some love. So let's sit comfortably, pull our shoulders back, tuck our chin just a little. We have the length through the back of the neck and you can close your eyes. Just start to connect to your breath. Breathe in and out just through your nose. Every time we do a yoga practice, we pay attention to this breath. This will help us to determine what our body needs each time we move, so that we can modify if we need to, we can increase our energy if we need to. It's all there in our breath. Open your eyes. Let's take 3 breaths together in unity. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Once more, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Good. Now bring your feet together to a butterfly position. This is called Baddha Konasana. And at first we're just gonna have a little fun with this by shaking our wings, our butterfly wings. Sometimes we're just really tight in our hip flexors, and some movement, repetitive movement, can help loosen things up before we move into a static stretch, which we'll do right now. Take a breath, inhale, exhale, lean forward. So tilt your torso forward as you come down. You can see that my head does not touch the floor or my toes, but I'm reaching for it. And as I press my torso forward, I can feel the hip flexors relax a little bit. They're like rubber bands and we're just stretching them out. This also feels really great in our low back at the sacrum. That's the space right in between the hips. Feels lovely there too. Let's take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, let's lift up. Very nice. Exhale, roll ourselves onto our hands and knees, and then press up to downward facing dog or Adho Mukha Svanasana. Here we can pull up and in through the center of our body, and we're bending right into those hip flexors. So this is shortening the hip flexors. We'll work on lengthening them as we go. Let's step forward toward our hands. Just get up near the top of your mat there and fold back down again. Gently roll up through our spine. You'll keep your arms heavy, your shoulders heavy, and even your head until the very last minute as it pulls up and the shoulder blades go down. Let's take Surya Namaskara A to warm up all of our body. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive forward. Take it down as deeply as you can. Feel those backs of the legs. There's those hamstrings, opposite of the hip flexors. Inhale, look up halfway, lift. Exhale, hands come down. Step back to a plank. You can modify by dropping to your knees here if you need to. Chaturanga. See if you can hover over that mat. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. This actually stretches the hip flexors. And exhale, back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Good, now I did that one really slow. The next one will go just a little bit faster. Try to build up some body heat. Bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or hop up to your hands. Exhale, fold down into your legs. Inhale, reverse swan dive, reach up to the sky. Exhale, Samastiti. Nice job. Let's go again, a little faster. Inhale, lift. exhale, float forward. Inhale, look up, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step back, hop back to plank, drop to your knees as needed, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Hands are sliding. Drop those heels, catch the breath. Good, now let's make one little change as we move into our last vinyasa. Bend your knees and step or hop your feet around your hands. So we're coming to a squat position. I'll turn so you can see. This is Malasana. Now some of us may just take our hands to our thighs. Some of us may be able to go all the way down, and then you can bring your hands to heart center and press against those legs so that you are pushing into your hip flexors. So this is building up a little flexibility in those hip flexors that might be really tight. Another option, if this is just impossible, you can take a block to the floor and sit on that block. Takes a little strain off of it. So do whatever variation works really great for you. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands down to the mat. Lift up. I'm going to move the block out of the way. Turn our feet back to parallel. Now grab onto your big toe. Index finger and thumb. Wrap around that big toe. Look up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend your elbows as you pull back down. Now we're getting the opposite muscle group, those hamstrings, backs of the legs. Good. One more breath right here. Inhale. Exhale. Release your hands, bring them to your shins. Inhale, look up, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down and just turning. Step back to your plank. We're into our vinyasa again, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. And exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Nicely done. Good. Now lift your right leg up and back behind you, three-legged down dog. And bend your right knee to open up that front of the hip. Just spiraling a little bit, opening up that space. Now let's bring our right leg forward in between our hands and drop the left knee to the floor. If you can, reach your arms up to the sky. So here is option A. If that is too much for your body, just take your hand to your knee. You can decide how much pressure you want to put into that leg and feel that hip flexor on that left side. So you decide what works best for you. Reaching up, but also pressing down, pressing our body weight into our hips. Inhale. Exhale, take your hands down to the mat. Lift up onto your left toe. Let's prop that on the floor. And now we're in a higher lunge, not quite as low. Let's get our core engaged. Inhale, reach your arms up to crescent lunge. Good. Now we can feel that stretch once again through that hip flexor. But we're also building some strength because this pose is going to make us balance. Good work. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands down to the floor. Good. Let's step this right foot back and into downward facing dog, just so we can do our left leg. Nicely done. Keep it up. Reach your left leg, inhale up and back behind you, and bend that knee. Open up that hip flexor right in the front of your body. Good. Bring it forward in between your hands and drop your right knee down to the floor. So relax that toe also, put your toe on the ground. Remember, we can keep our hands on our knee, which is not quite as intense, or we can lift up, which is more intense. You decide, right? You pick your poison. Pull your shoulder blades down. We're pressing into that right hip. No, left hip, isn't it? Left hip and the right hip flexor. Good. Inhale. Exhale, take your hands down. Very nice. Lift up onto that right toe and adjust into our higher lunge. Just giving our body a chance to adjust. Engage your core and lift up from there. Crescent lunge. Good. Feel that strength building in that hip flexor. We are wide. We're making our glutes work. All of the hip is really working here nicely and strongly. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Hands come down. Nice job. Step this left foot back into downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or hop up to the hands. Exhale, fold down into your legs. Inhale, reverse swan dive, reach up to the sky. And exhale, Samastuti. Nicely done. Let's work our way into a balancing pose. So I will demonstrate using a wall. You're certainly welcome to move yourself to a wall as well. This we can take in steps. So we're going to shift to our right foot. Reach down and grab onto your left foot. Now pull your knees toward each other and draw your left shoulder back. Feel how that stretches the shoulder there. Plus, I get my hip flexor and my quadricep. Now, if this feels good right here, you may stay here. And you can reach your arm up to the sky. There's the balance. If you want a little more, start tipping your foot, I'm gonna need the wall, into your hand. You're gonna feel it much more on that quadricep, hip flexor, and the back. And of course, if you're able to balance, there we are. We're in dancer pose. Ooh, I definitely need my wall on this side. This is my weaker side. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Try and exhale. Bring it back together. Nice job. And set it down. Let's do the other side. I'm just gonna switch. Shift to your left foot. Reach down, grab the right foot. Line your knees. Pull your elbow back, pull that shoulder back. This might be where you stay, or here might be where you stay. If you want more, press into it. Woo! And pull. Hip flexor, quadricep, shoulder, back. How we doing, huh? Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale, come back down. Nice job. With control is preferable. Let's take a vinyasa. I'll turn myself back around. Surya Namaskara A after balancing. Here we go. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, look up, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step back. Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Very nice. Bend your knees, come down to the knees, and let's lift up. I'm gonna turn to face you so we can take gate pose. Right leg extends, right arm on that leg. Inhale, lift your left arm, and exhale, lean toward the leg. This is just lengthening out the side of the body. Make sure you're not caving your shoulder. Pull that shoulder blade back. Really open the front of the chest. Feel that extension. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, take your hands down in front. Now we're just going to press back into our hip. Push back and come forward. Push back and come forward. 2 more times. Press back and forward. Last one, back and forward. Very nice. Set your right leg down and let's once again lift up. Now I'll turn to my side so that you can see what I'm doing. Option to keep your feet on the floor or lift onto your toes. Let's reach our right arm up, inhale, and our left hand back. So you see that I'm on my heel so it lifts what I have to reach. Or if that's too easy, go to your heel. But keep pressing your hips forward and send your gaze to the sky. Now let's move this to the other side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, put it down. Inhale, lift the left arm. Exhale, drop the right hand. Press your hips forward. Remember to adjust onto your toes if you need that. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, drop it down. Let's do that in a little bit of a rhythm. Inhale. Exhale. Stay there. Inhale. Exhale, lift up. Other side. Inhale. Exhale, drop down. Push those hips forward. Inhale. Exhale, lift up. One more time on each side. Inhale. Exhale. Stay there. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Nicely done. You may think you felt that all in the back, but did you feel it in the front too? I hope so. Let's extend our left leg out now. Take our left hand to our leg. Reach our right arm up. Inhale and lean. Feel that side body. Nice stretch through the rib cage, shoulder, all of that. Good. Come up. Take your hands down to the mat. We're going to press back again like we did 4 times. Press back and come forward. This is kind of like a frog, a little half frog. Back, we can feel that in our hip flexor, inner thigh. Come forward. Press it back and come forward. Once more. Back and forward. Good. Both knees down, lift up once more. This time we'll do Ustrasana or camel pose with both hands and just hold. So you can be on your toes, reach for those heels. You can take your fists to your back, do it that way, or you can go all the way down. So I'll start with the fists and show you. Take your hands to your back, pull those elbows together. If that's too easy, lower your hands, grab onto those heels. You can also be on your toes and let your head fall back. And just stretch it out. Wow. You should hopefully be able to feel that front of the hips here, quadriceps. We're definitely getting our chest too. It's like a 2-for-1. Good. Inhale, lift up. Ooh, nice job. Take it reversed. So knees open, hips drop down, reach those arms forward. Wow, that was a lot of good back bending here, but it stretched out the front of our body so successfully. Very, very nice. Good. Inhale, lift up to all fours. Let's move into Pigeon Pose. Exhale, take your right leg forward. Now we'll use the top of our mat as kind of an alignment. Try to be parallel to the top of your mat and walk your left leg back as far as you can. So this may mean that your hip doesn't come all the way to the floor. You see mine isn't completely on the floor. You can take a block underneath you, a blanket or something, give yourself a little stability there. Or sometimes when we start to come forward, we kind of fix that a little bit. So you can come onto your elbows. You can lay all the way down. I like to take a block to the floor and just rest my forehead on that block. Now this is highly concentrated on that outer right hip there. Pretty intense actually. So we're not going to do anything but just breathe. And feel the breath. Slow and steady. The deeper we breathe, the more we might release some of that tension in that outer hip and hamstring. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift your hands up. Take a little back bend. So you're just going to lift your chest, send your gaze upward. Feel that in that left hip flexor. Good. Now sit down onto your right hip and bring your leg around. I'm going to face the camera here. As we bring our leg around, we want the left leg on top of the right. Not everyone will be able to do this. So then you just place your foot in front for crisscross. That's fine. Choose your way. Then start to lean forward over the body. We're going to feel this in the left hip now. So the opposite hip that we were just doing with pigeon, because that's the leg that's in front or on top. So it's getting a little bit more. If you're really tight, and sometimes we are, you'll feel it in both hips, and that's good too. Like I said, 2 for 1. Good. Nice job. Lift up. Very good. Take this left leg that's on top. We're going to tuck the right foot under a little bit more and move into a twist. Extend your right arm up. Inhale. Exhale. Hook the elbow, or you can just hug your leg. You choose. Left hand to the floor. Sit nice and tall. Turn your gaze back. This is a nice deep twist. We've prepared ourselves with all of our stretches, and now we're just manipulating that spine, making it feel good. Good. Now come forward. Very nice. Unwind yourself. Shift back onto your hands and knees and lift up to a downward dog. Just to reset for a moment, take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. We are lucky because we get to do the other side. Drop your knees down and take your left leg forward this time. Line it up with the top of the mat. Really try to get a 90-degree angle and walk that right leg back. Now do the same thing that you did last time. If you had a block under your hip, go back there. I had the block right here under my forehead, so I'm gonna go there. Maybe you were laying all the way over the top. Try to be equal here. Equal opportunity to both sides. See what we can do to let go with our slow breath. We can just feel our hips fighting sometimes. But the longer we stay, the more chance they have to let go. That's what we want. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift up onto your hands. Let's take that little arch of our back, send your gaze up. And then drop down onto your left hip. Bring your right leg around onto the top. Now remember, if you can't quite achieve this, then crisscross with the right leg in front will be just fine. Choose your way, take a breath, inhale, exhale, reach forward, folding over it. This time we're gonna feel that right hip. Ooh, and I certainly do. Make sure your breathing is strong. I know we're not moving fast, but we are moving deep. So you're gonna need to feel that breath. Inhale, lift up. We did it. Exhale, cross that knee right underneath. So we're in our twist. Left leg on the bottom, right leg on the top. Inhale, lift your left arm. Exhale, hook it on or hug it. Right hand to the floor, sit tall and twist. And feel how nice it is to shift that spine. We can even feel this sometimes into the outer hip and glute. So you might feel it. You might. Good. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, release. Very nice. I'm going to extend kind of onto the side here so you can see what is next. This is Supine. We're going to do one leg at a time. So take this right leg again, hurdle it back this time. So we're really stretching the top of the foot there. And then start to lean back. This is really going to isolate the hip flexor and the quadricep. You can stop here, right on your elbows if that feels like it's far enough, and just let the head fall back. If you think you can go further, do it and take your arms overhead. Be aware if this knee lifts up, then it's too far. You need to be able to keep the knee down on the ground. And we are just gonna love that hip, quadricep and hip flexor. Wow, feels so great. The hardest part is getting up. You'll see. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Let's pull our elbows underneath us probably. Wow, it is tricky to get up with any grace, and turn that right leg back around. So now it's facing the other direction. We can get our outer hip here. Take your strap around your foot. You may not need the strap though. Let's see what happens. Sit tall, inhale. Exhale, reach forward, grab on. If you can grab your toes, then you clearly don't need that strap. Do what you can though. That's why we have a strap. Deep breath, inhale, pull in through the middle. Exhale, fold down, relax. Relax. This will feel nice along the sacrum, the outer hip, and the hamstring all at once. Good. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, release. Nicely done. Extend your leg. I'm going to swing myself around so you can see the other side. Left leg hurdled back. Top of that foot down. Yeah? And go for it. I'm going to run into my blocks on this side. Go down. elbows on the floor. Maybe that's as far as you're gonna go. Maybe you're okay to go all the way down and then take the arms up overhead. And let's just feel that one side. Remember the rule, we gotta keep our knee on the floor. If the knee is lifted off the floor, come back up onto your elbows. Don't go quite so far. Lengthen it out. Definitely feels like a stretch, huh? Indeed. Love it, love it. Good. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Come on up. Hardest part right there, getting up. Shift that left foot around, angled into Janushirsasana. Strap around that right foot, right on the ball of the foot. Sit tall, inhale. Exhale, reach forward, grab on. Pull your shoulder blades down, let your head drop. Feel that length. Hip flexor opens, hamstring opens, low back opens, all of it. One more breath, inhale, exhale. Come on up, nice job. Set your strap off to the side and let's lay ourselves down. Knees bent, feet on the floor, arms by our side for bridge pose. Bridge will strengthen our back and stretch the front of the body all at the same time. So from the base of the spine, start to lift up. Take your hands underneath, clasp them together, press into the floor. Feel that lift. Do you feel it through the front of the body? I do, definitely. Very nice. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, come on down, release, and lower. Good. Now we have an option to take a wheel pose. I'll show you how to get into that. You can follow along with me if you know how to do it. If you would prefer to do one more bridge pose, please do that. So we can take our hands back behind us. This is wheel or Urdhva Gotta get my hair out of the way. And then we press. Up we go. This is definitely going to stretch those hip flexors. We can feel that through the front of the body, and that's a beautiful squeeze into the back body. If this is too much, please come down, tuck your chin. Go into that other bridge. Let's take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, come on down. We're tucking our chin on the way down. Nice work. Pull your knees into your chest. Give them a hug. Oh, a little reward, right? Stretching out the backs of the legs, backs of those hips and the low back. Very nice. Good. The rest of this will just feel great on our body. Let's see what we can do. Place our legs down, go back to a position like a bridge pose, and take your right ankle to the left knee. Then reach through with your hands, so your right hand comes through, left hand just grabs along the side, and grab on right below the knee, or maybe you can get below the back of your leg there. And let's lay our head back down. So this is very similar to the area that we stretched when we did our pigeon pose, but it's so much easier because we're pressing that curve of the spine to the floor. We're opening up our right hip very gently. This will feel great on our back, and we can let our body start to relax a little bit. Start to let go. Now, the only thing to be aware of if you're really tight and your head is off the ground, prop your head up with a blanket or a soft pillow, a small pillow, so that you can relax your neck and shoulders as well. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Release your hold. Let go of your foot. Put it down. Let's do our left side. Left ankle to the right knee. Left hand comes through. Grab on. Right hand around. Grab on. Lay down. And now just let everything relax. We're still breathing deep, but it's starting to become more of a restful breath, and that's okay. We want that to happen. We've done most of the hard work. Inhale, exhale, release your hands, take your feet to the mat and widen them out a little bit further than your hips. And just bring your arms by your sides, palms down, and let your knees drop from side to side. This is windshield wiper, but we're gonna go real slow because I want you to feel that hip flexor and the quadricep as your knees drop down. So that knee that's a little bit closer to the ground, that's this one right here. We're gonna feel it all through there. And I hope you can feel that. So that's why we're going just a little bit slower maybe. But it is gonna relieve some tension along the low back as well. So that's a beautiful benefit to this. Let's go one more time each side. And the last one. Good. Come back to the center. Nicely done. Reach down. Either grab your knees or the arches of your feet and take a happy baby. Yes, we can rock, but also press down and open so we can really feel that release into our hip flexors, right through the inner thigh, groin area. Told you we'd make our body feel really great here at the end. Good. Release your feet, bring your feet together, knees open to the side. We did this seated right at the beginning of class. Now think of all the things we've done to get to this point. This will feel different than that. We are sitting on the ground, we're laying on the ground too. So press your hands into the legs and just kind of feel that resistance. A little bit of pressure, the gravity pulling down, just to open up this whole space here. Good. Now, if you love how this feels, you can just let your arms drop to the side and take your Savasana from here. If you would prefer to stretch out your legs, then you may do that as well. Whatever works best for your body. It's time for you to rest and relax. I will leave you here to rest. Have no worries, no cares. Don't even think about when to wake up, because I'll wake you up. So just take it all in. I'll see you on the other side of Savasana. Start to wake yourself up. Rotate through your wrists and your ankles. Point and flex your feet. Stretch your arms overhead to lengthen through your entire body. And roll yourself onto one side in fetal pose, which will help you bring your attention back to this space. Gently press yourself up so that you can sit in a comfortable cross-legged position or seated position of any kind. And let's finish off with one unified breath together, arms by our sides. Inhale, lift up. Press your palms together at the top. Exhale, pull them down to heart center. May the light in me recognize and honor the light in you. Thank you for your practice today. Namaste.